Unidentified US aircraft activity near Iran raises regional questions. Recent reports of unidentified or unusually patterned US aircraft movements near Iranian airspace and surrounding waters have sparked fresh debate among regional analysts, military observers, and policymakers. While the United States regularly conducts reconnaissance, surveillance, and maritime patrol missions in international airspace, the timing, frequency, and composition of certain flights have led to broader questions. Are these operations routine? Are they strategic signaling? Any disruption there has immediate global economic consequences. Iran maintains significant naval and missile capabilities along its southern coast, including anti-ship missile systems, fast attack craft, drones, and layered air defense networks. The United States, in turn, operates extensively in the region through forward bases and naval deployments. Because of this overlapping presence, air and maritime movements are closely monitored by all parties. Even aircraft operating in international airspace can generate political ripple effects. Types of aircraft observed. While not all movements are publicly confirmed in detail, several categories of US aircraft activity have drawn attention. 1. Maritime patrol and reconnaissance aircraft. Long-range surveillance aircraft have reportedly conducted extended missions over international waters near Iran's southern coastline. These platforms typically monitor shipping lanes, submarine activity, and surface vessel movements. 2. High-altitude surveillance drones. Unmanned aerial systems operating at high altitudes provide persistent intelligence coverage. These drones can remain airborne for extended periods, collecting data across vast areas without risking pilots. The use of drones introduces a different dynamic. They are less escalatory than manned aircraft in some respects, but if intercepted or shot down, they can quickly trigger diplomatic friction, as seen in previous US-Iran incidents over the years. 3. Aerial refueling tankers. One of the more telling indicators of expanded operations is the movement of aerial refueling aircraft. Tankers do not conduct combat missions themselves, but they extend the range and endurance of strike aircraft, reconnaissance planes, and bombers. An increase in tanker positioning near the Middle East can suggest preparations for sustained air operations, reinforcement of regional air assets, contingency planning for rapid escalation. Because tankers are enablers, their presence often signals readiness beyond routine patrol cycles. Context: heightened regional tensions. Aircraft activity must be viewed within the broader geopolitical landscape. Tensions between Washington and Tehran have fluctuated over the years, but several factors have contributed to heightened alert levels. Ongoing disputes over Iran's nuclear program, proxy conflicts involving Iranian-aligned groups in the region, maritime incidents involving commercial shipping, drone and missile exchanges involving regional actors. When aircraft movements occur against this backdrop, they acquire strategic meaning. Intelligence gathering or strategic signaling. Military operations often serve dual purposes: operational necessity and political signaling. Intelligence collection. Strategic messaging. At the same time, visibility matters. When flights are tracked publicly and discussed widely, they send implicit messaging. The US is monitoring developments closely. Regional allies are not alone. Escalatory actions will be detected and responded to. Strategic bombers, surveillance aircraft, and support platforms become instruments of deterrence, not just operational tools. Past incidents have demonstrated how rapidly tensions can spike when aircraft are approached, warned off, or engaged. The downing of drones or near collisions between aircraft can create immediate diplomatic fallout. In a region already marked by distrust, the margin for error is thin. Impact on regional allies. Gulf states closely monitor US-Iran military dynamics. Many rely on US security guarantees but also seek to avoid confrontation with Iran. However, from Tehran's perspective, increased US air operations may appear as encirclement or preparation for preemptive action. Both sides operate within deterrence frameworks, but deterrence can sometimes create spirals of action and reaction. The presence of unidentified or unusual flight patterns intensifies speculation, especially when official explanations are limited. The role of technology and transparency. Modern flight tracking technology has changed how military movements are perceived. Open-source analysts and civilian tracking platforms can detect aircraft transponder signals, tanker movements, and flight paths. Even when aircraft are not fully identified, unusual routing patterns can generate public attention. Crisis management posture. There is no definitive evidence that such movements alone indicate imminent conflict. However, they do reflect an environment where readiness levels are elevated and strategic competition remains intense. In modern geopolitics, preparation does not necessarily mean provocation, but it does signal caution. Broader implications for global stability. Because the Strait of Hormuz connects directly to global energy markets, any military friction in the region affects more than just local actors. Energy prices, shipping insurance rates, and global trade routes all respond to perceived risk levels. Aircraft activity, especially if tied to escalating rhetoric, can ripple outward into global markets. Additionally, US-Iran dynamics intersect with wider strategic competition, including relations with Russia and China. Regional incidents can carry international diplomatic consequences. Conclusion. Unidentified or heightened US aircraft activity near Iran reflects a complex interplay of surveillance, deterrence, and geopolitical signaling. In isolation, reconnaissance flights and tanker repositioning may be routine. In context, they become part of a broader strategic narrative shaped by nuclear tensions, maritime security concerns, and regional rivalries. The central question is not whether aircraft are flying. They always are. The real question is how those flights are interpreted and whether they reinforce stability or contribute to escalating suspicion. In a region where perception often shapes reality, even routine movements can carry extraordinary meaning. If you found this in-depth breakdown informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts on how these developments could shape regional stability. Stay informed and join the conversation on global security and evolving military strategy.